Good morning, students. So, in previous class, we studied half of the chapter, and that was the first part. And today, we focus on the second part of the chapter, fifth chapter, the fundamental unit of life. So, we start from cell organelles. Here, you can see cell organelles are different parts of the cell. Like in our body, we having a different types of organ. The same way cells also have their organs, like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, mitochondria. Here you can see we have 6 types of cell organelles. In the picture you can see lysomes, ER, chloroplast, vacuoles. So these are called cell organelles, organ of the cells, or you can say different parts of the cells. So there is a fluid present inside the between the nucleus and the cell membrane that we call cytoplasm. So this fluid and the fluid present in the nucleus both combined we call protoplasm. The nucleus and the cytoplasm is together called as protoplasm. So protoplasm term was coined by a scientist called Purkinje. It has important cell organelles. Okay. So in this fluid, these cells, these organelles are floating. They floats. Okay, they get nutrients and they also remove the waste from their organelles. So these are the organelles we call endoplasmic reticulum, stand for ER, Golgi apparatus, lysome, mitochondria, plastid, and vacuoles. So one by one we are going to study these organelles. So first we having endoplasmic reticulum. So they just next to the nucleus. Here you can see in the diagram. Okay, sorry. So they are just next to the nucleus, bluish color. There are 2 types, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They are a network of membrane. They have so many tube-like structures and they just surrounded the nucleus. So the important function of is transportation. There are 2 types of and formation of protein and lipids. So we are having 2 types of endoplasmic reticulum. One is a rough RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is do the protein synthesis. Okay, just because of the presence of ribosomes, they are called rough endoplasmic reticulum. And another one we call smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which having a major function of formation of lipids or proteins. And smooth endoplasmic reticulum also do the detoxification. If any poisons comes inside the cell, they remove from the cell. So that is the function of ER. Also act as a channel of transporting material from cytoplasm and nucleus. They receive so many informations from the nucleus in the form of messenger RNA and they transport to cytoplasm. So in this diagram you can see the dots. So these dots are called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and other side we having the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So both we have in this slides. Next we move to next our organelle, cell organelle is Golgi apparatus. So here you can see details about the Golgi apparatus. It was first discovered by Camillo Golgi. Okay, it is a system of membrane bound vesicles called cisternae. Cisterns, this the folding of these tubes we call cisterns, and main their function is packaging. So they pack in the small vesicle ball like structure. Here you can see the balls. Okay, so these balls are called vesicles. So inside ball sometimes digestive enzymes are there, hormones are there, proteins are there, that is transported from one place to another. So function includes storage, modification, package of the cell products. They also store complex sugars, simple sugars in Golgi apparatus. So now we move to another part, another cell organelle. that is lysomes. Lysomes are also called suicide bags, or you can also called as scavengers. They mainly, their function is restricted to cleaning. They clean the whole cell. If any waste is there, they just destroy and remove from the cell. So here you can see the structure, lysome. It's a double membrane structure. Inside you can see the hydrolytic enzymes. These enzymes they are very strong and they work in acidic medium. They can digest anything or break the molecules into smaller parts. So now we study about the details. So membrane bound sac is a bag like structure inside which digestive enzymes are there. Especially these enzymes are made by rough endoplasmic reticulum, what we have studied in the previous part. Yeah. Then whenever by accident or if the cell is get damaged, the lysosome get burst. It's an emergency situation, so they get burst, enzymes are released and they digest their own cells. That's why they are sometimes called suicidal bags of the cell. So there are two functions. First, they main concern with the cleaning, and sometimes they destroy the cells because the cell can harm the other cells. So they just destroy the cell by releasing the digestive enzymes. It is a natural waste disposal system of the cell. Then we move to next is mitochondria. Mitochondria is also called powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so it is a double membrane structure. Yeah, you can see it's a structure, conical like structure, oval shape. So it is covered by double membrane structure. Outer membrane is very porous and inner membrane is deeply folded. Here you can see the foldings of the inner membrane. Okay, and these membrane foldings we also call cisterns. The same like what we studied in the Golgi apparatus. They also have cisterns, just folding of the tubes. So these folds create a large surface area. Here the main function is power generation. So power generation in the form of ATP. So ATP forms in the inner membrane of the mitochondria, which gives a large surface area where energy generation takes place. Mitochondria have their own DNA and ribosome. Because mitochondria is a very active organelle, they continuously in need of different types of protein which help in the formation of ATP. So they can't every time ask for protein from nucleus. That's why they have their own DNA and ribosome which create their protein as per their request. So it's a very active cell organelle. That's why they immediately need proteins. That's why they have their own DNA and ribosome. That's all. Now we move to next slide. That is the plastid. This is found in only plants. There are different types of plastid, and it is a nature's gift. Without plastid, no photosynthesis, and no photosynthesis means there is no food on the earth. Here you can see the structure of plastids, different types of plastids. Let's go through the details. They are present in only plant cell. There are two types, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chromos are colored plastids. In the colored one also there are two types. The one is green one we call chloroplast, and another chromo one having orange or reddish color. So just because of color they give the different names. Okay, leucoplast are white or colorless. They mainly function for storage oil, proteins and fats. They also double membrane structure. The matrix is called stroma, where the enzymatic actions takes place. Plastids have their own DNA ribosome. So if you go through the structure of this plastid, here this is the structure of plastid, outer inner membrane. Inside there is a granum where the photosynthesis takes place, and the medium, liquid medium, is we call matrix or sometimes stroma, where different types of enzymatic reactions takes place. So as per the color, we have chromoplast, chloroplast and leucoplast. As we said, chloroplast is for green pigment, red and orange is for chromoplast, and leucoplast is colorless or sometimes it is white. So they have their own DNA because the continuous process is taking place, so they need different types of proteins. Next we move to vacuoles. Vacuoles both present in plants and animals, but their size varies. In plant cell they are bigger in size, and in animals it is smaller in size. Okay, sorry. So we go through the details. So it's a storage sac, a sac for solid or liquid content. Plant need lots of storage because they face extreme conditions, so immediately they require different types of sugar chemicals for formation of photosynthesis. So they are small in size animal, they are larger in animal cells, helps to provide turgidity and rigidity of the cell. Just because the vacuole, the cells remain rigid, means strong, so that's why to breaking a wooden part it's very difficult, because of the vacuoles give the turgidity to branches, stems, and it store different types of substances like amino acid, sugar, organic acid, proteins, and stored in vacuoles. Amoeba having a special kind of vacuole which helps in grab the food and digest the food. So it is having two functions. It also functions as a storage, also helps you get the food inside and digestion. So next is the definition of cell. It is the fundamental structure unit of living organism, help in respiration, obtaining. So at the end they have explained the next topic, that is difference between plant cell and animal cell, that we are going to discuss now. But just have a look of this diagram of plant vacuole and animal vacuole. So you can see this animal having very small vacuoles on one corner. Here is the plant cell. 70 to 80% portion of the plant cell is covered by this vacuole, and nucleus is on the corner. So that is the major difference between plant and animal cell. Then we move to another topic, that is the last topic of plant cell and animal cell. So you might have studied these things from 6, 7, 8 standards. So here we mainly focus on the points which are differ to the animal cells, like a chloroplast. In plant cell chloroplast is present, animal cell there is no chloroplast cell. Then we focus on the vacuoles. You can see the bluish color vacuole, that is quite huge. It takes 60 to 70% of the cell area, and if we compare to animal cell, they are very small. Nucleolus is the region in the cell where the chromatin or chromosomes we find out. That is the location we call nucleolus. And there is a cell wall outer, the hard wall is present in plant just to protect the plant cell from extreme conditions, because plants cannot move from one place to another, so their cell should be extra protected just to have a cell wall. In animals they can move, they can defend themselves, they can hide, so that's why they are not getting the enough cell wall structure, they have only cell membrane. So that's all. Now we move to animal cell. So this is the structure of animal cell. Here you can see, as a difference point of view from plant cell, there is only one cell membrane, there is no cell wall. Okay, here the plastid is also absent. Centriole is present in only animal cells which start for cell division, and at the center you can see the red color nucleus. Okay, but in plant cell their nucleus was not in center, it is on just on the corner because of the vacuoles. Here lysomes is present, that's is common, both of them. And what else? Here you can bluish color lines, you can see the tubes, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasm. Here you can see the difference. They are always present next to the nucleus. Now the same thing we discussed with the help of comparing chart, plant cell and animal. Difference between, so this is the difference between plant and animal cell. Cell wall is absent, plant cell wall is present, already we discussed. Plasma membrane is the outer layer which provides turgidity of cell. Cell wall is the extra protecting layer which provides turgidity as well as rigidity in the plant cell. Vacuoles are small in size, vacuoles are big in size in plant cell, already we discussed. Plastids are absent in animals, so they don't need any photosynthesis because they are dependent on plants for food, and plants prepare their own food, that's why they having plastids. So here this is the last topic of our this chapter. Now at the last, this is our finishing. Now I would like to give you some 5 questions as a assignment. So you can do, even you can copy the answer from the charts or PPT which we already discussed. So please write down the question. First question is, explain 2 types of endoplasmic reticulum and their functions. That we already discussed, you can see in the PPT, in the video. Next question, name 2 organelles which have their own DNA. Third question, why mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. And fourth question, explain the structure of plastid. And fifth, last, give 4 difference between plant cell and animal cell. So thank you for listening. Now here I sign off. So next time we will meet with another chapter, that is 3rd chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.